4, 6, 8. Okay, we go to Torah Durushim L'Shabbat Shuva, page 128, 10 lines from the end of the first column. Okay, last thing, Alter Rebbe was explaining that there's two definitions of Havaya or Likim. One is that this level of Havaya, in order to come into the world, has to do a big tzimtzum from Havaya to come into Likim. The second interpretation is this whole inyan of Havaya, to become Havaya, to be able to create the world, is also compared to higher, it's also a tzimtzum. So there's two things. Number one, Havaya or Likim, even to become Havaya is really a tzimtzum compared to higher. And secondly, or firstly, he says that for Havaya to create a world is Elokim, is a tzimtzum. Okay. So he says, Ukmei Shekosov, like it says in the pasuk, Ani Havayahu Shmi, Hashem says, my name is Havaya, Yudke Vavke. Shebachin es Havaya ein al b'chin Shem. That even the name Yudke Vavke, which seemingly is the essential name of Hashem, that is also only a name, Hashem says. It's not the essence, it's a name. Ukmei al derech Moshe Shem Adam Avraham. If a guy has a name Avraham, ein al zulase, a name is only for somebody else to call me. Myself, I don't need a name for me. What do I need a name? For to be identified with somebody else. That means the whole concept of a name is only in the way you come down to somebody else or something else. But the name itself has no comparison to the essence of the person, that the person himself is much, much greater than the name. So when you're saying, Ani Havayahu Shmi, Hashem says, my name is Yudke Vavke, mean that's only the way Hashem is identifying with creation, Mahave. But as far as Hashem himself is concerned, that level of Havaya has no connection whatsoever.
But when we call the name, the essence turns.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean the essence is revealed. You get the essence, but it's not the essence. That's exactly the point. The essence turns, but again, it's turning to you. It's a connection with you. But that name has nothing to do with the essence. Because this level of Havaya comes into Chesed. From Erin to Baruch, is to give life to the existence to the world. To create them from nothing into something. There's no connection whatsoever with Hashem himself. Like the ray of the sun from the sun, the ray of the sun has nothing to do with the sun. Why? Because Hashem himself, again, the name Yudke Vavke means Mahave. Mahave, if you say, I'm a creator, granted you're above creation, but you're still connected to creation, that you can create it. If you're an infinite level by yourself, you can't create. So he says, the same thing, Hashem himself is completely removed, even in davening, from Tillim we say, Yahalo Hashem Hashem, Ki Nizgav Shmoy Levadei, his name is removed. Nizgav means exalted, Levadei by itself. Haidei, which doesn't mean a ray of him. Haidei means a ray of his name is added to Shemoyim. So he says, Rakoy Deviziv Shol Shmei Alet, Ha'orah Da'orah, Va'av Gamzeis Bechinas Al Daikem. It says, Haidei Al Eretz V'Shamayim. What does it say? We say every day in davening, right? What is it saying to him? Kinizkav Shemay Levadei. Then it should have said, Haidei Be'eretz V'Shamayim. His ray is in heaven and earth. Al Eretz V'Shamayim means it's higher than Eretz V'Shamayim. That means even the ray of Hashem is also much greater, even though it's connected to Shemayim V'Aretz, but it's Al Eretz V'Shamayim. Even then, it's not shaykh the level of Havaya. You can't even, because Yud Kevavke, yeah, the Yud is Chachma. But we say in Pasuk Leo, Ant Chakim v'lei b'chachma yediyah. Hashem has no connection to Chachma whatsoever. Even like it says, we learned already in the other Maamar, Chachma v'atzilis is only a source of Chachma. So when you say Antu Chakim v'lei b'chachma yediyah, that means there's nothing to do with Chachma. Al-Lagabi Hishtaushas, compared to the level of Hishtaushas. What? It's only the source of Chachma. Source of Chachma doesn't mean Chachma. Not in a tangible. Is there a ray of a sun in the sun? Yeah, but there's no ray. There's only the sun. Higher than Atzilus, there's no spheres. It's all Hashem. It's not limited in 10.
So higher than spheres is the sun.
Yeah, but even that, there's millions of levels. You have Keser and Keser, and then you have Akudim, Nukudim, Brudim, Ak, the Lifnei Atzimtzum, Chachma Vatzilus.
So that's tangible Chachma, it's not the source of Chachma.
Yeah, Moshe Rabbeinu, that level, again, compared to lower, it's only the source of Chachma. Compared to higher, it's Chachma.
But we can't say there's absolutely no connection. There is some connection.
It says, it's connected to Yishtaush, and Yishtaush is Chachma Bina. V'arihu Yisbarach Mokah Lehem. Okay? V'mokah HaChachma Mokah HaBina. But Einem Islabish Mam is Chachma. That level, infinite level of Elokus itself, doesn't come into Chachma. Why? Ki Chachma ma'ayin timatzeh. That means it's ayin yesh mi'ayin. Now, yesh mi'ayin, the ayin can be in the yesh because it be felt in the yesh. If the ayin would be felt in the yesh, then it would be bottled to the ayin. Why is it called yesh mi'ayin? Because it doesn't feel its source. Correct? It doesn't feel its source. That means the ayin is not in the yesh, because if the ayin would be revealed in the yesh, it would be but it wouldn't be a yesh.
There is no ayin in the yesh. The yesh doesn't exist.
Correct. It's all but.
There is some ayin.
The yesh exists as only Hashem.
Right.
The ray of the sun exists,
Right.
but not as a ray, as the sun. It exists. Like the Alter Rebbe could shine millions of miles away for sure.
When you're in the sun, there is no ray, it's sun.
Right.
When he leaves the sun, it becomes a
Correct. But is there a ray? If the sun, in fact, it's interesting.
everything, yeah.
In certain places in Chassidus, again, everything is relative. Relatively speaking, the ray that comes out of the sun is yesh mi'ayin. Because in the sun, it's ayin, it's only the sun. When does it become a yesh? When it leaves the sun. So relatively speaking, a ray of the sun from the sun is also yesh mi'ayin. But it's not yesh mi'ayin that you feel a separate entity, because the ray of the sun reveals the sun.
Yes.
You look outside, you know right away that's sunlight, even though you don't see the sun.
Yeah, there is a part of Maamar in the ore, otherwise the ore doesn't exist. There is a part of...
Or, no. Or reveals Ma'or. There's no part of Ma'or in Or. There's no sun in the ray.
If there is no sun, there is no ray.
Correct. But when there's a sun and a ray, the sun's not in the ray. The ray just reveals the sun.
So there is a part of Maamar in the ore. There is a part of sun in the ore. There is a part of ayin in the yesh.
Is there sun in the ray?
No.
So there what is talking a China.
If there's no Hashem in this table, the table is not going to exist.
Right. I mean, maybe
So if you bow down to the table, you're allowed to?
No.
1 minute. 1 second. If not only part of Hashem, the existence of the table is Hashem.
Right.
So why can't I bow down to the table?
Because it's not.
Because
I
what?
think the
It's not revealed enough.
nimshal is more what he's saying. The mashal shorts fall of the reality that Hashem is in. The
No,
mashal, the sun and the rays.
no. There's a difference between it is or revealed to him. Of course, everything's Hashem. But you can't bow down to something which is Hashem. You have to bow down to something which reveals godliness, that openly godliness.
Yeah, in terms of revelation, the mashal is great, but in terms of the fact that Hashem is in everything, it falls short. That's right.
Again, Hashem is everything. But we're talking physical language with spirituality. Okay, the existence of this table is not only dependent on Hashem; it is Hashem. You could say, okay, I'll give you another example. The nefesh gives life to the body. Yeah? Without the nefesh, there's no life in the body. Now, is the nefesh the body, or it just gives life to it? It's not the body. The neshama is not the body. It gives life to the body. Correct?
Yes.
By Elokus, it's not only that Hashem gives them, like the nefesh and the guf, that the nefesh gives life to the body. The body itself is Elokus. But you can't bow down to it. Why?
It's a matter of revelation.
Right. Like we said yesterday, davening with the stender, you're not davening the board, the piece of board of the stender. You're revealing the elokus that's in that gashmistic thing, which happens to be a more essential level of godliness than ruchnius. It's as clear as mud. Mud is probably clearer. Okay. Okay, top of the page. It says it's only the market. Okay, I'll give you another example that Chassidus gives. We learned this many times. You have a tzorach halamish, flintstone, right? The flintstone is a source of fire. Correct? You rub it together, you create a fire. Now, the fact that it's a source of fire doesn't make this flintstone hot. Not only that, you could keep the flintstone in water for a year. Okay? So if there'd be a fire in there, it would be extinguished. Yet you take the flintstone out of the water and rub it together, you're going to create a spark. You're going to create fire. Now, is the tzorach halamish fire? No. Not potential. It's the source of it. It's the source of fire. In that aspect, the levels up there, the way Elokus is connected to world, you can have levels of Elokus like a barbecue, coals, yeah? That when you look at the coals, you don't see any fire, let's say. Right, like bellows, you have to blow on it and you see the fire, okay? Now this is also a source of fire, the coals. Even if there's no open fire, but the coals are burning hot, yeah? You're going to touch them, you're going to get burnt. Chas v'shalom, yeah? That's also a source of fire. But that source is much more connected to the fire because it's hot, number one. If you blow on it, more or less, the bigger it's blowing and the less it's blowing up, you're going to reveal fire. So those coals are also a makar of fire. But it's a source of fire which is close to it. Then you have another source of fire, the flintstone, the tzorach halamish, but it has nothing to do with the fire. So you have a level of avaya, which is the makar of worlds, mahava. Yeah, granted it's not fire, but it's the source of fire in a direct way. And then you have much higher than that it's a source, but it's no connection whatsoever.
So it's a matter of revelation.
Correct.
Beautiful mashal.
I said, when we were in Bachim, what year was this? We were in Bachim, America Shlichus. My friend and myself were there in Denver, Colorado. It was Lamed, hey, maybe 75, 76. no, 76 not. 74, whatever, one of those years, you know. And in Denver we were told then it was big, the Guru Maharaji. Remember that guy? The Guru Maharaji, he gives a bunch of babies. Guru Maharaji's headquarters was in Denver. And we were told by people that there's a lot of Jewish kids in there. So they said, you know, we're going to go in there, put tefillin on. We went in there, we met Jewish kids, we put tefillin on with them. Anyway, so they're into this, that everything is God. They're Mishigas was, I'm not Mishigas, but so we had a field day with them. So they're saying, they're saying, this table is God. So you're talking to them, do you bow to the table? They said, oh, they didn't know Chassidus. So they're hacking a Chinik, you know, about, we had a field day with them, we were enjoying ourselves. Meanwhile, tefillin on with them, who cared? They put on tefillin, the Jewish kids. It was good. But, yeah, everything is, there's two versions. Everything is Alukus, and Alukus is everything. But it all depends on the revelation of it. And that's why you can't bow to a table, or when the Alter Rebbe said he looks at a wall, he sees the Dvar Hashem in the wall. That doesn't mean he banged into the wall. Okay.
Thank you.